All right, peace, peace, peace. What up, man? Just want to come back with a quick video. First and foremost, hopefully, most on your house shot, blessing your day. By His mercies, we are consumed. We're alive in Him in your house shot's body, in your house shot's body, and we're naturally alive, man. I just want to go into this, man, because I was watching a little clip, and this was on my mind, and I think of this every time. Because no, actually, a few weeks ago, I was thinking about because like this scripture always comes to mind, man. Like this naturally, I mean, this is like kind of a little sprinkle of a little doctrine here and there, but this is what it is. If people don't believe in that, most importantly is you don't be like that, man. Don't be like Esau, man. Pretty much like Hebrews 12 and 16 says, man. Even if you don't believe he's a so-called Caucasian or the white man, like listen, whatever you believe that he is, just don't be like him, man. Cause like, but I always think about this when people say that, cause I was like, I always think of Matthew 3, man. I was like, listen, actually, let's get in Jeremiah real quick, man, because also too we need that in Genesis, but let me. Oh, let's get that in Jeremiah, because nothing too hard for that, because a lot of people, like, we're like, just shout out to brother Roger Zahn from, Believers of the Way out in California, because I was watching Better Day Class a little bit video on a few days ago, man. And I think they were talking about not adding and taking away from the word, but like he said, man, main thing he said, he said, listen, this is a book of power. The Most High Yahshua are power, man. So like, let's get this Jeremiah 32. And also too, like how I said, listen, with men, things are impossible. With anything, with man, that's impossible. But with Yahweh, man, anything's possible, man. With him and Yahweh, man, anything's possible, man. So that's just is what it is, man. Because a lot of times two people say like, oh man, you don't think I mean twins? Why? Well, one, because I offered text, man. I ain't gonna go into why I can believe why I hold that sense, but either that. But I mean, my thing is honestly like my thing is always honestly like that's just the power of the Most High, man. Like, man, that's not impossible because they think, oh wait, your twin. How can twins be a Caucasian? But even though it said two different nations, like are in their womb, so they would be just two different nations, but that's near here nor there. But I mean, even if you don't hold that stance, it's not nothing to argue, debate about. But I'm just going to more importantly, my point is the power of the Most High House. I mean, the power that they have, man, which I'm about to get into with this clip now. Second Jeremiah chapter 32 verse 27. It says, behold, I'm the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? Yes, absolutely not. That's a rhetorical. Let's go to Genesis 14. I was gonna get that in Matthew, but I kind of that's all good. Is that Genesis 14? Is there anything too hard? When Sarah womb when they didn't think they could have children. No, what was that? Genesis chapter 14 and verse oh my gosh, where's that? Okay, I don't think that's it. It's somewhere in Genesis. Is it not before? I think 18 and 14. Yeah, exactly. Genesis 18:14. Yeah, this is when Abraham didn't think when he laughed, and when Sarah laughed. It says Genesis chapter 14 verse Genesis chapter 18 verse 14. I'm sorry, it's verse 14, not chapter 14. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? At the time he I will return unto thee according to the time of my life, and Sarah shall have thee a son. Yeah, man. So man, my point being is that this too. I was thinking about that. Like when people say that, I always think of Matthew 3. Like when people say it's like, listen, like he can make a nations out of stones, and also too. But to my point, this is my childhood right here. One of my favorite movies ever, man. Like I still watch it to this day. I haven't watched it in a while, man. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers almost came out like 30, almost 29 years ago, man. Almost 30 years ago, man. But I always think of this scene, like when Matthew 3:9 happens, man. Always think of this. Actually, no, let's just read it real quick. And think not to say within yourself, we have Abraham for our father. For I say unto you that Yahweh is able to make these stones and raise up children unto Abraham. Yeah. So, and this is actually too. That's crazy because this ties into what we just talking about the last video, man. Like how the Most High Yahweh they was them before. Like we was established as a nation before he took us as a wife, took us as a woman, man. And that's it too. A lot of times too, man. With even brothers like naturally on the natural tip, man. Where you're in the word, out the word. Be mindful of women like that, man. Think they're the prize. It's like, listen, we love you. You got love for sisters, love women, but so listen, like no, man. This is like a lot of times like Adam had dominion before Eve got in the picture. So a lot of times like listen, I was I had stuff going on before I met you, so like yeah, that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. So because a lot of times you see that even successful men, whether in the world or even in the world, like they said, listen, I was always the best father because because I was just so focused on my endeavor, man, so I wasn't the best at it, but all that the wife and the children, that was more of a plus to them. That was like, okay, this happened, like I love them, but my purpose, I wasn't always the best there because I was so dedicated to that. So that's neither here nor there, man. But let me read this again. Matthew chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, "And think not to say within yourself, we have Abraham our father. I say unto you that Yahweh is able out of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham." So yeah, man, you're gonna see in the scenes, man. In the scene, one of my favorite scenes, man. Like I mean, one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite scenes, man. Like I always think of the scene like is the Most High House. I could do this, man. Honestly, like I believe that, like the power of the Most High House. Yes. Because of these stones, and notice this scene real quick, man. This is the where they and honestly too, and I know there's a lot of jokes about this memes, like how they kind of make fun of brothers, like our brothers in the street corners or their brothers in camps and congregations, how they dress. They say they dress like this. I mean, it's kind of funny, but no, man. But even in that though, man, I'm not gonna But hey, man, certain brothers, they feel like they gotta do that, then fine. Me personally, everybody's different, man. So that's just is what it is, man. That's just fine, man. Because like a lot of times, certain brothers may feel that way. Like there's nothing wrong with putting the garments on, man. It's more important to have spiritual garment on. But like, if you feel that way, then fine. I probably won't do it. But hey, that if you wear fringes, if you don't, that's either fine. Or if you wear garments like this, things of that nature. Because this is but even though they make fun of them, but this is like kind of sort of how they dress. So like how close things, how they dress, but that's neither here nor there. But back to the point, man, the power of the Most High house shot, man, is how they in this scene, man, like I believe that how I just said, listen, he could raise up these stones and make children unto Abraham. Let's look at this, man, because I always think of the scene. This is good. This is a good scene too. Oh no, come on now. There you go. Oh no, wait, my bad, yo. Oh yeah, man, and just and rest in peace to Jason David too, man. Like Jason David, man. Like he carried Power Rangers for years, man. Tommy, man. He actually did martial arts in real life too. He had like back in the day. If you watch like the old Fox Kids episode on YouTube, man, he has the martial arts tutorial. So he actually did martial arts. But let's look at this. Remember what we just read, Matthew. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So. Yep. Yep. So yeah, Matthew 3:9. Yeah, because that's what I really think the most. I'm laughing, but this is what it is. That's what I think of when he does that. Like when in Matthew, when John the Baptist says that, it says and think not to say within yourself, we have Abraham our father. For I say unto that Yahweh is able to raise these stones, raise these stones. I'm sorry. I'm ready to read this again. And think not to say within yourself that we have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you that Yahweh is able to raise these stones, to raise up the children unto Abraham. So yeah, man, just like that, man. These stones, those rocks, man. Those I don't even know what those creatures' name was, but I'm just thinking that, man. I'm kind of being goofy, but I'm just saying this is all the power of the Most High house shot, man. With man, it's impossible. With the Most High house shot, anything's possible, man. But also too, man. Who y'all like, man, better? Just a little secular conversation. Red Ranger or Green Ranger, man? I mean the Green Ranger or the White Ranger, man. It's kind of tough for me. I like them both, but I really think he came into his own when he came into White Ranger. But and he just but it is what it is, though. Yeah, man. That's just me because that was actually my favorite. I actually had a problem growing with Power Rangers. There was one point in time I actually thought it was a Power Ranger. That's how bad it was, and things of that nature, man. But I still like it. But my point being is that this is the power of the Most High Yahusha, man, raising up, like, right, we just read in Matthew, man. I was use this as an example. I thought it was funny, but I use this as an example, man, for that, man. It's all into the power of the Most High Yahusha, man. Because a lot of times, like he says in Isaiah, man, his ways aren't our ways, man. Certain things, like, we aren't meant to understand. It's not supposed to make sense to us, man. Certain creatures, certain things of his will, we're not meant to understand, man. Like, it's stay in the child, like I always say, man, like, we got to stay in the child's place. So, that's just is what it is. It's similar to it's similar to like this, man. Like, shout out to brother sent me first one because he said this, man. Like, it's really not conducive. I really need to stop having like girls, like young girls and women in spaces that men are in, man. Because women don't have to be in spaces, all spaces ever that men are in, man. That's why, because it's the one teach them to compete with men. It's not gonna be good. And certain things like, listen, let men do this thing over here, and women y'all do y'all thing over here. It's just I'm not just only talking about the natural woman in that. So I'm saying Jeremiah 6:2, like whatever, like similar to that. It's all domino effect. Whatever going on in the heavens, let the Most High house y'all worry about that. That's why the Sirach 3 comes and not trying to get too deep. Search out things too hard for thee, man. Like let stay in our child's place. Stay in our women as Jeremiah 6:2, as the women as Israel, man, stay in our place, man. So don't try to get too don't focus on those certain things, man. But it's similar to like what in this world now, man. Always trying to have women and men in spaces that men are in, man. No, man. It's just like there's a decency and there's just things. It's decency and order, man. That's what it's supposed to be. Not saying women can't be they're like not can be amongst certain things or because listen, the women they're this is too, man. This is thing about this too when we come in this knowledge too as well. Women are a part of the nation too. Like they're a part of they have things to offer. They're like the Most High children just as we are. Even though like Proverbs 8:4, like he says, listen, I'll call my ear to the sons of men, and but also too but also Ezekiel 34 and 31, he says, listen, my flocks are, man. But listen, man, the Most High, I love the women as well, man. Yahusha had women around him too, man. Like, he's with his disciples as men most of the time, but he had women following him too, man. So they have their place and they rolling in too, man. But this is just a lot of times too, it's just a hierarchy and order and things, man. That's it. It's not like, this slave oppressive thing. No, because scriptures say don't be lying in your household. And also too, man, it's just like, I'm not sure. So I was watching brother somebody first more said his class one day, a few days ago, his video. He said, "Listen, they said women were second class citizens in scriptures. No, that's not the case, man. This is decency and order of things, man. But my point is being that, man, it's all the power of the Most High Yahusha, man. So anyway, so peace."